When I was 13, my father was told he had pneumonia, and January was scheduled to go to Baptist, went down, and he was told 2 months later he had inoperable lung cancer. And July of that year, 6 months later, passed away.
My father died when I was very young. I was 8. I honestly, truly felt like I was the only kid in the whole school that had lost a parent.
My special person was my dad. He died at the age of 38 by his heart stopping. My dad died because he had his heart stopped and he had a heart disease. My dad, he was shot in the head and he died.
My mother passed away right before my senior year.
I lost my only sister 20 years ago, and she left a 7- and 8-year-old child.
We lost Marquise on May 26, 2019, and he drowned.
We lost my brother, Tevin Crosby, 3 years ago at a shooting that happened in Florida, and he came down for their graduations, left graduation to go back home to get some extra belongings, and he went out with some friends and ended up losing his life.
Prior to having her, we knew that she had a neural tube defect, which was considered incompatible with life. So we knew that her time was going to be very limited that we had with her.
I was really depressed. Like I just felt like I was alone, basically. I mean, like the only reason why I thought that way is because like we and him were so close that it's like when I lose somebody that close to me, then it just hurts and it makes me feel really sad.
It was very sudden, a very normal life, if you will, and then that got turned upside down very quickly.
My life changed overnight, and a lot of my friends didn't know what it was like to have someone special to you die. And all these kids do. We all have a special friend. And I think that's important because when they see other kids that are going through the same thing they're going to, they're more likely to open up and share about it.
It was hard to know how to parent a child that was demonstrating behaviors where you still want to be a parent and be consistent, but you also knew that they were struggling. And when you're struggling with your own grief, finding a way to understand how a child grieves is very differently than how an adult would grieve.
Sometimes kids is just not comfortable talking with a parent, or they let more out talking to someone else, that they don't know.
I felt like other kids didn't know or understand what I was going through.
Seeing there are other kids experiencing a loss too, that I would not have felt alone. And knowing that we would have a guide, a person to guide us through our feelings and process of grief would have really helped me a lot. Had we had a Rainbow Kids group in our school, it would have made a huge difference in my life. It would have been amazing. And today, we get to have Rainbow Kids groups in our schools. So it's a big deal and making a huge impact on these kids' lives.
We have, a student who feels like school is her only safe place to talk about her emotions. So coming to Rainbow Kids has been extremely important for her because that's the only time she feels like she can express her grief.
You'll see a turnaround in grades, attendance, behaviors, coping skills, how students approach or talk about grief. I think those are important elements that our group or your group provides our students.
These kids have so much courage within themselves. So I don't even know if they realize they have it, but they do. And to be able to see that, that's what keeps me wanting to push forward and be better every single day.
So many children that are hurting because they've lost a parent, a sibling, a grandma, a grandpa, and just the camaraderie of the kids here at camp and the counselors. Everything that we do is all about these children and helping them deal with their grief.
Camp Rainbow is a unique place where children and even adults can come and share their loss together.
A great part about camp is bringing the kids together, this adhesiveness.
The children have a place to talk with other children, and then adults too, and then they see the adults that have gone through grief.
I've seen amazing changes. Most of our students that have participated in Rainbow Kids, they come and tell us about the great things that they have learned. They're able to express themselves.
The web is sadness, and you have to get out of the web. You're like flies, but you can't fly, but you have to slowly get out of the sadness.